Now we are discussing about agricultural videos and agricultural options. In that today we are discussing about pesticides. Pesticides are chemical compounds that are used to kill pests, including insects, rodents, fungi, and unwanted plants. Over 1000 different pesticides are used around the world. Pesticides are used in public health to kill vectors of disease such as mosquitoes, and in agriculture to kill pests that damage crops. Next point is what are the pesticides and giving example. Pesticides are a mixture of two or more substances. They are used for killing pests. Pests include insects, plant pathogens, weeds, mollusks, etc. that destroy the plant crop and spread diseases. Aldrin and Dieldrin are the names of some common pesticides. Herbicides are pesticides specially meant for killing weeds. And next point is what are the four types of pesticides? What are the four types of pesticides? Insecticides, herbicides, rodenticides, and fungicides are examples of well-known pesticides. Next point is pesticides harmful to humans? The health effects of pesticides depend on the type of pesticide. Some, such as the organophosphates and carbamates, affect the nervous system. Others may irritate the skin or eyes. Some pesticides may be carcinogens. And next point is what are the benefits of pesticides? Pesticides are used to control various pests and disease carriers such as mosquitoes, ticks, rats, and mice, etc. Pesticides are used in agriculture to control weeds, insect infestation, and diseases. There are many different types of pesticides. Each is meant to be effective against specific pests. Next point is what is the most common pesticide? Glyphosate, known by many trade names including Roundup, has been the most widely used pesticide in the United States since 2001. Next point is what is another name for pesticide, synonyms for pesticide. On this page you will find 7 synonyms, antonyms, and words related to pesticide such as defoliant, fungicide, insecticide, DTD, and paraquat, and weed killer. And next point is what are 7 categories of pesticides? The acute, oral, and dermal LD50 values of commonly used pesticides are listed in the following tables and include acaricides, bactericides, fungicides, herbicides, insect growth regulators, insecticides, maticides, and plant growth regulators. And next point is how can we avoid pesticides? Scrub farm fruits and vegetables like melons and root vegetables. Discard the other layer of leafy vegetables such as lecture or cabbage. Peel fruits and vegetables when possible. Trim fat and skin from meat, poultry, and fish to minimize pesticide residue that may accumulate in the fat. Next point is how can we prevent pesticides? Try using non-chemical management methods on your land and garden, such as introducing beneficial insects and wild native plants, or use physical methods including hand weeding, mulching, or setting traps to reduce chemical use outdoors. And the next point is how do pesticides cause pollution? Pesticides can move offsite to contaminate surface water and leach to groundwater, and damage to non-target organisms and pollution to the soil and air well documented. The released pesticides into the environment and their impacts on many species have been known for a long time. And next point is, what are common uses for pesticides? Pesticides include all materials that are used to prevent, destroy, repel, attract or reduce pest organisms. Insecticides, herbicides, fungicides and rodenticides are some of the more well-known pesticides. Others include growth regulators, plant defoliants, surface disinfectants and some swimming pool chemicals. And next point is, what is a natural pesticide called? Organic pesticides are usually considered as those pesticides that come from natural sources. These natural sources are usually plants, as is the case with pyrethrum, rotenone or rhiania, or minerals such as boric acid, cryolite and diatomaceous earth. And next point is, how do you manage pesticides? Managing pesticide resistance. Minimize pesticide use. Minimizing pesticide use is fundamental to pesticide resistance management. Avoid tank mixes. Avoid combinations of two insecticides or miticides in a single application. Avoid persistent chemicals. Use long-term rotations. And next point is, what are 5 examples of organic pesticides? Some examples of organic pesticides, that is pesticides acceptable for organic agriculture, include some are household detergents, pyrethrin, lime sulfur, sabardilla, garlic, onions, rhiania, tomato leaves, tobacco water, snuff, retinone, oil and sulfur sprays, talcum powder, soap suds, rhubarb leaves, garlic and garlic. These are the organic pesticides. And next point is, how can we avoid pesticides in agriculture? Substitute non-resistant plants with pest-resistant ones. Reduce the need for pesticides by using substitutes such as biological control of insects or natural predators which are harmless to the crop. In cases of limited pest infestation, traps or manual removal could substitute for pesticides. And next point is, what is safe organic pesticide? 2 of the most common organic pesticides used by gardeners are neem and spinosad. Neem oil comes from the seed of the neem tree, which is native to Southeast Asia. It is used as both an insecticide protectant. Next point is, are there natural pesticides? Organic pesticides usually come from natural sources and are minimally processed. These natural sources are usually plants such as neem, pyrethrum, rotenone or rhiania, and minerals such as boric acid, cryolite or diatomaceous earth. There are also microbial pesticides. This is the information regarding pesticides. These pesticides are mostly useful for getting a good crop. So all these will be useful, but it should not be overdoses. Overdose also will poisoning the crop also. So we should be very careful regarding using pesticides also. When to use, where to use, and in which way we should use, what is the period of gap, all these we should understand. Then only you can go for pesticides in a correct way. Then the crop is yours. Wishing you all the best.